got got cut off. So yeah, as I was saying about the Fayetteville homeless, or the population that's homeless in Fayetteville because the rent is going up in Fayetteville, North Carolina. The unsheltered homeless 392, shelter homeless 43, transitional housing 40, total 475. I think I read it earlier and stuff. And stuff like that about Fayetteville homeless, but they had cut me off. I only had 4 minute, 15-minute episode, but this episode back now, and I'm back on it now. So yeah, if you didn't, I'm gonna repeat it again. It's 475 homeless people in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Fayetteville, North Carolina. 400 the unsheltered people. Hold on, let me go back. Let me go back to my archive again. Yeah, the unsheltered homeless 392, shelter homeless 43, transitional housing 40. Again, unsheltered homeless 392, shelter homeless 43, transitional housing 40. Total 475 people since 2020 on down in 2021 and to down this year in 2022. Let me see, I got more news. Let's see. Hold on, give me a second. Lee County woman. I think it say Lee County. Lee County woman shot and killed. Police investigate as homicide. Lee County is in Opelika, Alabama. I know that at. She died later and injured at Steel Bridge Road. Yeah, Alabama is a thuggish place. No more information about it. Okay, let's keep going. I think that was it. Oh, I'm gonna talk about this tomorrow on my poetry. Tune in my poetry, allpoetry.com about this. You'll see what I'm talking about. Go follow me on allpoetry.com under King Y Vessel. Oh, I forgot this the last one. North Carolina man sentenced to more than 23 years in prison for heroin, cocaine, and amphetamine. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. But that was my breaking news for the week. And more news about I can do this off the top of my head. Oh, the killer gonna keep happening. You keep sending your children to public schools, that's gonna keep happening. And you sign them in the system, they got custody of them now. They can do what they want to do. They can have, like so-called terrorist acts and stuff. Remember that Dylan case? That was a hoax. The Sandy Hook case was a hoax, but the Sandra Bland case wasn't a hoax. That wasn't a hoax at all. That wasn't a hoax. So they actually hung her in the neck in jail. They did that. They tried to say she killed herself, Sandra Bland, if y'all remember. They've been doing this shit forever. Police brutality and shit like that. They did it. The Trayvon Martin. They tried to say George Zimmerman did it. George Zimmerman did not kill Trayvon Martin. It was a hitman that shot Trayvon Martin. Not George Zimmerman was the fall guy. George Zimmerman was the fall guy. Like Mike Brown. Okay, let me get to Trayvon Martin. The daddy had Trayvon Martin had something to do with that case right there. He blood sacrificed his son to get in the ranks of the 33 degree Mason position. The 33 degree Mason. Tracy Martin, that he sacrificed Tracy Martin. Just like Mike Brown dad sacrificed Mike Brown in Missouri. Yeah, that was a hit taking place. That was a blood sacrifice hit, and that was had something to do with Mike Brown case too. Freddie Gray and all them, they were just police brutality and stuff. Oscar and all them, and that was the dad sacrifice. The mama know about it too, but they paid a shitload of money to keep quiet and don't say nothing about the Mike Brown case. And every time you look around, you see these type of people. You always get them down. Al Sharpton, which he an FBI agent his damn self, and Jesse Faxon, aka Jesse Messer Jackson, the coon that had Martin Luther King sacrificed, and Al Sharpton had something to do with James Brown getting killed too. Al Sharpton was James Brown handler, if you can recall. And then he was at the funeral throwing up the pyramid. He wasn't down for the black cause. He was down for the Brotherhood of Masonic and stuff. You might say, this ain't breaking news. That is breaking news. Well, this has been out years ago, about damn a decade ago. But this tied into the shootings and stuff in schools and shit. That's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop and shit. And got a question hit in the comment section or whatever. And then you got these relationship cases in Hollywood. Who gives a damn about Hollywood cases? Hollywood ain't the talk no damn more. So who gives a damn about Hollywood anyway? Then you got regular folks acting out the 2/3 of Negro descent, or so-called Negro descent, Hebrew descent. You got them wilding out, killing. They don't want to do all the killing right now. So-called black folk, they want to make it seem like it's white folk doing, per se. In certain cases, the so-called, let's put it this way, the new terrorists today are the so-called Caucasian kids, Caucasian teens, but don't count black folks out, because so-called black teens, the black children, they killing their parents as we speak, because they can't get an allowance, they can't hang out with their friends, they can't play their video games. So don't count them out either. So-called terrorists is the so-called Caucasian kids and so-called Caucasian teenagers. Them the new terrorists. They want to say Muslim is terrorists and black folks are thugs. Another way of saying nigger. By calling us thugs and terrorists, they call the Muslim terrorists, but America is the main terrorist. America was built on violence, and it's gonna end with violence. So, anytime that you put something out there and what you create, and you rape, rob, and stole in this country, which belongs to the Navy, so-called Navy Indians, which you call YAH'S people. But the Hebrews built America. The so-called black people, the Hebrews, the Israelites, they built America. This so-called country was built on the backbones of slaves. Even the railroad tracks were built by the slaves, the so-called black people, the Hebrews, and then including the so-called Asian people. They kind of helped with the railroad tracks too. And the traffic light, all slaves. Everything you see is all slaves. The so-called Caucasians put their names on them, but they ain't build a damn thing. What you see they building construction. Yeah, okay. But anyway, just know that it was breaking news of the week, and I'm gonna do more shows, do more radio shows as the time go by, and don't hesitate to comment, men and women, teenagers, children, or whatever. If you hear my radio shows all through Spreaker, Spotify, iRadio. Forgive me. No, let's start over. Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, Dizzy, and other radios that seeing my channels and hearing my radio voice. Y'all gonna download it, so all glory praise to the Most High Yahweh Son, y'all being able to back it up, y'all vessel.